Do you think for a trader, when you make money, it's good to have some kind of pleasure like that to celebrate?
Yeah, I think it really is important for traders to reward themselves when they have done well. Well, I rewarded myself with a Ferrari. I love cars, so I bought myself a Ferrari when I was 24. And in fact, I did really well around that time. I made £1 million in 4 days, and I actually ended up buying a second Ferrari. So I was quite flash. I had two Ferraris when I was 25 years old. But I quickly realized that this was not a sensible way to spend your money. So after a couple of years, I sold those and I really started getting heavily involved in investing in property. I think it's important to reward yourself. One of the things that's difficult about trading is you can always make more money, or there is always someone else who is making more money than you. So you can always say, oh, I made $500 on that trade and I did really well. But if I'd have held on longer, I could have made $1,000. So it's important to have targets, realistic targets before you start the day's trading or the week's trading. When you hit those targets, you need to say that's great. I've achieved a really good target. I've made good money. I need to be satisfied with myself. And then, yeah, there's no harm in rewarding yourself. Go out for lunch, take your wife out for dinner, whatever it might be. Take a break and feel happy with yourself. It's important to do that. Take a step back, and then you start the next day or the next week feeling confident again.
The biggest mistake of beginner traders?
The biggest mistake I see of new traders, and I was guilty of this for years, is not using a stop loss. If you don't control your losses, they will obviously get out of control, and then you're in big trouble.
Okay. Why?
It's absolutely key, of course, to limit your losses, because if you, let's say we will all suffer a string of losses at times. I very occasionally do have times when 5 or 6 trades just lose in a row. And I realize, okay, I don't understand what's going on in the market right now. I'm going to stop. But because I only risk 1% on a trade, I'll only lose 5 or 6% when I realized, okay, I don't understand. And then I stop. And that's recoverable quite quickly. If I don't use a stop loss, I can be down 10, 15, 20%. I know people that have lost 30, 40, 50% on one trade. When you do that, you're out of control. You don't know what you're doing. And it's almost impossible to recover from that situation. The first thing that I would say to a new trader is learn how to use stop losses. When I was on the trading floor, we didn't have automatic stop losses because, of course, you're executing trades in the pit yourself. There's no digital platform to enter an automatic stop loss. So the fact that you can do that now, every broker provides a facility for you to have an automatic stop loss when you have an open position. It's crazy not to use that facility.
Top 3 tips for day traders are?
Okay. My top 3 tips for day traders. The first thing I would say is don't overtrade. That means you don't need to follow too many markets. If you have 1 or 2 favorite markets, stick to those, get to know them really well. Secondly, plan your trade and trade your plan. So have your entry and exit strategy already figured out before you enter the trade. And thirdly, always use a stop loss as part of that strategy. It's really important that you limit your losses.